a lot of people is gonna switch up on you. But what I hurt the most is if somebody that you really, you know, like or is down for or whatever switch up on you, and that's not. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Ashley Nicole, and as you can tell by the title of today's video, I am going to be giving my high school freshman babies some advice to start the school year off right. First things first, if you don't know or you're new here, I just graduated high school this past June, a couple months ago. And if you follow me through my journey, I've been dual enrolled at a university here. If you know or heard of University of Michigan, I went to high school and to college classes there as well. So I never really got like a true high school experience or like college experience. Like it's all just kind of mashed together. So when I come to, you know, my senior advice video, keep that in mind. But even with this one, my senior year, you know, like I didn't have any of those college classes and stuff, just accelerated ones and stuff like that. So that's where I'm at. Now for you guys, my senior year with our freshmen, all the, you know, high school, like the faculty and the staff, everything, will consider them like 7th graders still, just because of COVID and the pandemic and everything like that, you know, school shut down and we really couldn't do anything about it, you know, so you guys never really got that 8th grade experience. Like you still stuck in that 7th grade mindset or whatever. Same thing with us, my class, we got shut down. Sometimes junior year didn't have, no, sometimes sophomore year didn't really have a junior year. It was like, it was weird. Same thing it was for y'all. So I just kind of want to give y'all some advice, you know, that I learned, you know, throughout my high school career, kind of get y'all going on the right track. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you see me looking down, it's most likely at my phone. I wrote down some notes or whatever to get this video going, just so that I don't miss anything. So first things first, let's get all the cliches and stuff out the way. Do not talk to upperclassmen. I don't care if they're a senior, if they're a junior. I don't even recommend a sophomore, honestly. But don't talk to upperclassmen. Even, you know, being a college student, like, if you put it in that type of perspective, technically we're all grown, right? I'm 18, and a senior, you know, is probably, some people are seniors at 22. Most of them are even older than that, just because of gap years and, you know, just trying to finish up stuff. So think of me being 18, fresh out of high school, you know, moving on to a whole new chapter in my life, and think about where a senior would be in college, finishing college, ready to, you know, start their career, ready to start their life for real. And like, think about buying houses, like that's a major thing. Think about buying, you know, a car for themselves, finally starting a family. I'm nowhere near that because I'm in college. So like, it's the same thing in high school. You know, you just got out of middle school, you know, y'all still kids really, because, you know, we what, I think we was 14, 15 and everything, and then now, like, you're in completely different points in life, and like, you can't even drive a car, you know what I mean? And like, everybody think it's cool, you know, got a little, you know, senior boyfriend or whatever, he can pick you up and bring you stuff because he got a car and everything, but like, it's not all the hype. Because y'all don't really have, like, what does he want you for if y'all don't really have nothing in common, you know? And it don't gotta necessarily be about personality and everything like that, but like just being in two completely different phases of your life. Putting it in perspective, it's like you as a freshman, messing with somebody who literally just got out of elementary school. Like, that don't sound right, do it? So my biggest thing, and what I've seen from experience, not my personal experience, but from having friends or, you know, peers or whatever who did that type of thing, is that it doesn't end well and it doesn't really last. So I don't recommend it. You know, I'm only doing this for y'all best interest. I can't, you know, make y'all do something or make y'all not do something. I'm just saying, based on what I've seen and heard and experienced, it's just not a good idea. Dating in general in high school isn't too good of an idea. I know y'all gonna think that I'm a hypocrite for saying that because I had a relationship my senior year, but like, I'm just saying, don't take them too serious. And I'm all for relationships. I was in a relationship, you know, the majority of my high school career, but that doesn't mean, not necessarily that I regretted it, but that it's not necessarily the right decision. I don't think you should take them seriously. Cutting out, you know, relationships altogether is unrealistic, and I don't think it's really a good idea. I think that I got a lot of the dumb stuff and, like, you know, like missing red flags and all of that out of my system very early. So when it came to my senior year, I was already peeping like what everybody was on, you know, like I knew what I wanted to deal with and didn't want to deal with and everything. And I kind of just got, like, I was just out of that dumb mindset where I could really just, like, I don't feel like I need somebody or like feel attached to somebody or something, like I need them. So I think that's a big thing, you know, as a freshman, where like you're like really codependent, because there's gonna be a lot of drama, which brings me, you know, to my next thing. It's kind of like mind your business. It's gonna be a lot of different dramas and stuff going on, and having somebody in your corner as a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever y'all want to do or call it is good. It's always a good thing to have people in your corner, but you can also be friends with people and have those people in your corner. A lot of people is gonna switch up on you, but what I hurt the most is if somebody that you really, you know, like or is down for or whatever switch up on you, and that's not what you want, you know, like that make the situation that much worse. So honestly, if you can just mind your business, you will actually have a lot of people who can confide in you and want to talk to you and stuff like that, because it's gonna be a lot of people, especially if you're a girl, it's gonna be a lot of people trying to fit in with the upperclassmen and think like, oh, I gotta talk about people in order to, like, the people, if you know, trying to attract attention from people who talk about people and talk down on people and just don't got nothing else better to do than talk, like, that's not the type of people you want to attract anyway. But if that's what you're gonna do, it's not gonna be too good in the long run, because you're gonna get caught up in those people who talk about you. And if they talking about somebody to you, what is they doing to somebody else? I hate people that, you know, you would see talking, me and you will be having a conversation about so and so, blah blah blah, and then I see you with so and so. So what y'all talking about? You know, so like I really stay away from people like that. I hate people, you know, like that, because it's like I can't trust you. Like, I don't know what them conversations is behind closed doors, but I don't want nothing to do with that. So I really just mind my business. People tend to tell me a lot of stuff because I don't judge. Like, I don't care. You do what you want to do. I'm all for it. You know, I'm gonna support you either way. And being that kind of friend or that kind of person, if you're into drama or, you know, want to know stuff about people, it will get people to confide in you. Otherwise, it also is good to have different conversations with different people, because you can learn from their mistakes without having to live through the mistakes. Like, you don't want to experience you know, all the drama and the heartbreak and the trauma and everything that they gotta go through. So learning and listening is also a good thing, you know, it's something that you can do when it comes to minding your business. You also want to be a good friend, because I told you earlier that you're gonna experience a lot of drama. Hopefully you don't. You know, if you can follow these steps and stuff, hopefully you won't. But if you can be a good friend or a good person at the end of the day, everybody who did you wrong and blah blah blah, people who I done had problems with freshman year, bro, they not doing nothing. They're not doing nothing. Not going to college, not, you know, like, didn't graduate with honors, like nothing that I was on. So like, it wasn't a loss to me. It wasn't a loss for me. And like, I was good to them and did what I was supposed to do as a friend or as a person, you know. So I didn't reap no karma or, you know, no bad energy and stuff like that. But them, they did. You know, like the same people who would talk down on you and stuff like that, you see them years later or whatever, and they going through the same thing. And like, it's not so easy, is it? You know, so honestly, just be a good friend. It's not a lot of those in the world. So if you can just make, you know, somebody life a little bit better by being a little bit better, it's a good thing to do. I know you probably hear this a lot, but participate in any and every event. Link Crew is probably the best thing that happened to me in my senior year. You know, it's a great program, especially, you know, if you have one of those at your school, make sure that you take advantage of it, whether you're an upperclassman or a lowerclassman, 110%. It was the best thing that I've ever been through whatsoever. I really was able to create a bond with my freshmen. You know, like, I still talk to some of my freshmen now, even though I graduated and stuff like that, you know. And I plan to, since I'm in Flint still, I do plan to, you know, go back up to the school and, you know, come back and see y'all and stuff like that. So having that connection and feeling like you done made a difference in somebody's life really do it for you. So make sure that you go, even if you can't participate in Link Crew or, you know, some mentorship program like that. Make sure that you go to the football games. Like, you never know who you're gonna meet at the football games. Everybody lit. Like, it's just a good thing, especially the rivalry games. You don't want to miss those. It's always gonna be something. Like my freshman year, bro, I went to every game. I don't even know. I was a cheerleader, so I had to be at every game. But like when I was on JV as a freshman, and then seniors would play or whatever, I went to every game. You would be with your class, be with your friends, blah blah blah, and then y'all at the concession, like everybody's lit. You get to meet people from different schools. That opens up more connections for you. Just participate. I know people who never went to homecoming. Now they want to go as their second year. Like, why did you miss out on that? Homecoming for me, especially my senior year, was the best dance. Like even above prom. Prom we just had an LDJ, but like homecoming was the funnest time I had the whole time. Like everything leading up to it, like it's a spirit week and stuff like that. When it comes to prom, it really get kind of bittersweet. But that's for my next video. Make sure you participate in everything that you can. Every ask your parents to go out, blah blah blah. Be with your friends, take rides from friends, offer rides to your friends. That's the whole situation. Just the ride there. Like that's the whole thing. Like you want to have fun. Because after this, I know they always say like it gets down to business and it gets this and that. Like it's not fun. But college is fun too. Like my dad always said, like you're gonna love college so much better. High school, just my senior year, like that was the funnest thing I ever been experienced. But he said with college, like that's even better. Like you get to kind of pick your own schedule, and you don't gotta wake up, at the crack of dawn and leave, sometime in the middle of the afternoon. Like it's a different thing, and you want to just kind of make sure that when you can have fun. Also gonna want to join the sport every season. Like I said, I did cheer, so that was my fall and winter season, and then in spring I either did track or I did tennis my senior year. You could have friends just by doing extracurriculars. Like it don't even gotta be a sport. A sport will keep you active and stuff, because unless they change the curriculum, you're only gonna have gym required that freshman year, and then if you want to continue, you can. But that's good for just the exercise and just keeping yourself healthy and stuff like that. But you also get to network and meet with other kids, other people. You get to go to different schools, meet those types of people. It's good to have a coach write you a letter of rec. Like that's a good thing, like showing a different side of yourself and stuff like that. But you can also do extracurriculars. My senior year throughout high school, I was in student council, I was in NHS, National Honor Society, I was in African American Student Association, Link Crew, like stuff like that. You get to experience a lot of different stuff and see your school in a different light. I think a lot of people who say school is boring or like they don't like going or whatever, they don't participate in nothing. Like they just wake up, come to school, do their work, and go home. Like that's not fun. That's not fun for nobody, So you want to make sure that whatever your school offers, you want to take advantage of it, because you're there. Like why not? Keep your grades up. I know everybody says this, but I can't tell you enough. Like I never got like no low grade and it haunted me in the future or nothing like that. But what did haunt me in the future is that A-. I know y'all gonna be looking like, bro, come on, but I'm so serious. Before, A- did not count as like a ding on your GPA or whatever. Like I still had a 4.0 with A-. But when I got to high school, it was through. Like I have a 3.987, something, whatever it is, but it's not a 4.0. And I've been having a 4.0 that whole time. You can't even brag about that no more, because you really don't. So make sure that you keep your grades up. I did get that A- in like accelerated classes, so I'm not beating myself up so bad about it, but I could have done something to get it to A. Like they was like 92% or like little petty stuff, like it could have been an A if I knew or like I wanted it to be, So make sure you keep your grades up. A lot of people I know, their senior year, even junior year, like all of this stuff is cumulative. It just builds up on itself, So you mess up one time, it doesn't just disappear like it usually did. It keeps going, So you want to make sure that you always locked in. Whenever you need help and stuff like that, you want to make sure that you're asking for it. It's all types of resources. My counselor was not particularly helpful, to say the least. But this brings me into my next point. Is to build relationships with your teachers and your counselors and people like that, because really my teachers that were carrying me through high school, like I wouldn't say, any of the principals don't get to know you. They can't. I mean, physically. I mean, if they really wanted to, they could. But it's very, very hard to get to know what thousands of kids every year. You know, and it changes every year. You know, so yeah, that's not somebody that really helped me or my counselor. But you would think they would, but they didn't. Most of my teachers really carried me, and a lot of times you're gonna ask for a letter of rec from your teachers. So, I mean, obviously, if you got a problem with a teacher in a certain class, you're not going to ask for them. But you want to make sure that in some classes, especially the topics that you really love or the topics that you think you want to go to school for, you want to make sure that you're really doing good in those classes. Because getting a letter of rec, like if I want to go into medicine, I'm doing really good in science. Getting a letter of rec from my science teacher, them seeing, how I performed and stuff like that, that really goes a long way when you go to do college. All of this stuff, your freshman year is really building up to your senior year. You don't want to look back senior year and be like, dang, I could have did this or dang, I should have did that. Have no regrets and stuff like that. Like it's gonna break your heart in the end. So, all right. So that is my advice for my freshman babies. If you guys have any other questions, want me to make a video on anything else, make sure you comment down below like y'all have. Good luck to y'all this year. Everybody who goes to school this year, college or high school, really. With the monkeypox coming around and seeing, what that's doing to people, like on TikTok and stuff. Like, luckily it hasn't reached my county yet, but it has reached my state, as well as a lot of other states. So make sure that y'all be safe. If it's up to me, I would tell you to mask up. You never know. Make sure you wear, like long sleeves, long clothes when you can. Because it can be spread through prolonged touching. You never know who you're going to come in contact with in the lunch lines, in the hallway, stuff like that. My hallways was always so crowded, bro. Like, it take so long trying to get to class. So, you never know who you're going to brush up against or what you're going to brush up against. So make sure that y'all stay safe. You do not want to have, another problem like we did when it was COVID, and miss out on your senior year, miss out on your freshman year. Like, all of these years are very important and very vital. Like, luckily for me, it was kind of in the middle of my freshman year or in the middle of my sophomore year, which is kind of like an L year anyway. So, like, you don't really do a lot sophomore year, no way, so it wasn't a big deal. But prayers and good energy to all y'all. Thank y'all for watching my video. Make sure you give us a big thumbs up, comment down below, share this with your friends and your family, and I'm out.
Can we go back to the good times? Maybe if we try, make it right, we can get back to the good times.